Member for Edmonton-Alliston.
Mr. Speaker, the UN Declaration of Human Rights is an international agreement outlining the fundamental rights of all human beings. Within this document is the acknowledgement of the sovereignty of each nation and the responsibility to uphold these rights for their citizens. This is accomplished through a collaborative approach by governments working together with civil society. I want to acknowledge the organizations joining us today to recognize this important partnership. And together we are all working hard on ridding our society of systemic injustices that violate the human rights of all who call Alberta home. Mr. Speaker, standing up for human rights requires more from politicians than just lip service at election time. It requires action. On this side of the House, we've got the back of newcomers and cultural communities, and we're fighting for what matters to them, whether it be for the religious freedom of the Sikh community or for refugees' access to driver's licenses. We're making real, concrete changes that are making life better. Unfortunately, though, even with all this work, we're still seeing an upsurge of Islamophobic and anti-Semitic views. And even worse, Mr. Speaker, is the fact that these views seem welcome in the Conservative Party. This fall, the Conservative leader approved candidates who again and again expressed Islamophobic views, including one who compared Muslims to bank robbers. But this is nothing new. The Conservative leader was part of a caucus that openly attacked Islam. They stated that the niqab is firmly rooted in a culture that is anti-women. He did nothing to speak up against such bigotry. To all Albertans, I say, let's fight racism and hatred together. The first step is to get to know one another. Don't let fear of the other inhibit you from learning more about your neighbors and their religious and cultural practices. Mr. Speaker, when we observe and protect the human rights of all, we prevent violence in all its forms. And if we abandon these rights and freedoms, we put people at risk, especially those from cultural communities. To quote one of my heroes, Nelson Mandela, to deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. Here.